The controversial Anti-Corruption and Economic Crimes Amendment Bill 2023 has been termed as regressive and a stab in the back for progress made against fighting graft in public service. Opposition to the proposed amendments that seek to allow the employment of corrupt public servants was put on record by EACC, the Attorney General, the Law Society of Kenya and Transparency International during the bill's public participation exercise presided over by the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee. Seth Olale followed the heated proceedings at Parliament buildings.
So may actually share more insight with us.
Director of Legal Affairs at the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, David Toh, led the onslaught against the controversial Anti-Corruption and Economic Crimes Amendment Bill 2023 that is currently undergoing public participation.
Let us not move by emotions. If we want to fight corruption, let us fight corruption. And so, Chair, what am I seeking to do in the bill?
The Peter Kaluma-sponsored bill seeks to amend the Anti-Corruption and Economic Crimes Act 2003 to delete the provision for the disqualification of persons convicted of corruption or economic crimes from being elected or appointed as public officers.
And I can tell you this 64, the other reason as to why we are deleting it is that it is domiciled in a wrong law. If you want to deal with Chapter 6, which is Article 73, then you have the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Act. It should not be in Anti-Corruption and Economic Crimes Act.
EACC's Director of Legal Affairs at the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission telling the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee, JLAC, that this is a clawback on gains in the war on graft. EACC further stating that persons convicted of corruption or economic crimes should be disqualified from holding public office for the period provided in Section 64 since they are likely to perpetrate further acts of corruption. The anti-graft body concluding its submission before JLAC by stating that the proposed amendment will take away from the principles of leadership and integrity espoused in Chapter 6 of the Constitution and Leadership and Integrity Act, thereby occasioning a significant negative impact in the fight against corruption.
You have heard Peter Kaluma. That is his view. He says he's going to convince the majority of those parliamentarians to agree with him.
EACC's objection to the controversial Anti-Corruption and Economic Crimes Amendment Bill 2023 was echoed by LSK, Transparency International, Kenya Law Reforms, and Office of the Attorney General, which filed their petitions before JLAC during Tuesday's public participation session.
And this is not a discussion that we should be having. We are actually disappointed because we come here also representing Kenyans. We have also tried to have this debate in the public space, and Kenyans are disappointed that Parliament can entertain, and this should come from a member of Parliament who took the oath of office to protect the Constitution.
We believe that repealing this crucial provision would have significant effects on issues of integrity the way we've understood it. And secondly, we also noted that this section serves as a crucial deterrent. That's why we were making our observations for purposes of the committee.
Corruption reports investigated by the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission in the last 10 years points to massive loss and mismanagement of public resources in public service for the last 10 years. EACC now says the Peter Kaluma bill is regressive in the fight against corruption in the country. Seth Olale, Citizen TV at the EACC headquarters, Nairobi.